Hey, what's up, everybody? Michael Yark here, and today we are back with our last of the build show and tell videos for this week's recording queue. And this is my brand new Moze build, Mama Moze, and this is actually version, I would go as far as to say 2.3 or 1.04 maybe, I don't know, something like that. Just call it version 2. I've done 4 different renditions of it just to test it out. The first one is a little bit different than the first one's a lot different than the final one, and the reason for that is that I literally had absolutely no damage as Moze in the build, and I will go over what I had and then go over the new tree. The original build actually used all 4 skill trees, and I will tell you how it was. We had 5 into this go down, and we had 1 here and 1 here and nothing else here. It did not allow me to get over to any of the lower things here, and that was a problem in itself. It didn't allow me to do a lot of stuff here. In this tree, we had 5, 3, 5. This one with 3. We had 1 in this, 5 here, 5 here, 1, 3, 1, and 1. And it was great for Iron Cub. He had survivability, he had damage, but Moze had no survivability and no damage at all because of this. In this tree, we had 4 here, 3 here, 5 here, 1 into this, which I really wanted to be able to get ammo back, and with this and this, I'm able to do that, but with just 1 in it, it wasn't working all that well. I had 5 into this one, and then here, 1 into this, and let's see, 1 here, and then 1 into this. Now, in this build, there's actually none into this. This is just from the class mod. I've had several people tell me that it still counts towards that, but at the same time, I've also had several people tell me that it does not count towards the skill. So in previous games, if you didn't have at least 1 point in it, to my knowledge, it would not count those. So I feel like it's kind of a wasted skill to have that. I will be looking for a class mod, a better class mod that does not utilize this skill. In this tree, it is the same. We just had this 1, and it is imperative to have that 1. In one of the other trees, I did not have that one, and it was just, he was so squishy, he would not stay out, even on Mayhem 1, for more than a minute. And he was just, he could take 1 hit and he was gone. So in the new tree, we have 5, 0, 0, 3, 1, 1. We have 1, 5 here, none into Iron Bank, and then we have Specialist Bear with 1. We cap out down here with Specialist Bear because he is always going to have 2 equipped, so he's always going to be doing 60% extra damage. I did not get any of this. I would have liked to have gotten down to these, but there's just not enough points. If I'll go back over the weapons that I use and stuff and explain how I'm doing that. In this tree, we'll go back to that one last. I still have just this one in this tree, and we are not using any of these skills or the action skills because they don't work for my build. In the blue tree, we have put 4 into Fire in the Skag Den, 3 into this, and 3 into this one. The class mod does give us 2 into that. So we have 3 into this now, which helps big time with ammo and grenades. We do not have toward cross promotion because I feel it is too dangerous. It kills me more than anything else. So stainless steel, we have 5 into that and 1 from class mod. We have 1 here. We do not have auto bear. To my knowledge, auto bear would absolutely have nothing to do with this build. I don't know. If y'all know if auto bear works with Iron Cub and what it does, let me know. I don't think it would work in any way with him. So, and then we have 1 into vampire, 1 into this, and again, none into this one. This is just the 2 from the class mod. Now, over here in the purple tree, this is sort of the whole, well, as it says, the bear mother tree. And this is going to give you a lot of, it's going to allow him to stay out a really long time. Not as long as I would like. You can actually, if you pump this up, you can have him out even longer. And this one here gives you cooldown rate if you want to put it in there. It just is, it's going to, this is going to let him stay out, but it's not the longest he could stay out. If you go for that kind of build, you're so squishy that you cannot survive. So we've got 5, 3, 5, and in this one here, so well, okay, well we've got 0, 0, and 2. I would like to also have 1 in this, but it just doesn't work out that way. I took the point out of this completely. I didn't see that it would actually really help, and we have 5 into this, only 1 into this, even though I would like to have more. 1, only 1 here, 1, and we do not cap the tree at all. So we don't have any capstones with this. And it's, if I was going to use a capstone, I would like to either have the short fuse or, honestly, running on fumes is okay for this, but the other one would be bottomless mags. I would like to have all 3 of them, but you just can't put that many points in. So you've got to have action skill, one of your action skills as Iron Cub for this to work. Now, if you want him to do more damage, my little friend is absolutely the way to go. He comes out with an incendiary assault rifle, and he shoots in between doing other stuff, shooting off the weapons that Iron Bear has. So it just adds more damage coming from him. I do like that, and it does work with the original build, but it does not work with this build very well because he dies way too fast like that. This one is actually a really, really good skill. The efficiency engine is extremely good with the other build, but that other build really only works with around Mayhem 1, and it's just not feasible for the higher Mayhems. I don't know why. They just don't really, these don't balance out that well for some reason when you take them up to the higher Mayhems. So while I would love to have this, I just cannot get it to work in this, and that is why I have this one, which Fuel for the Fire. Whenever Moze or Iron Cub inflicts a status effect on an enemy, Iron Cub's armor is restored, and it restores 12% of the max armor. And you inflict status on a lot of people with this build. So you want to have a lot of splash damage, but this is going to help keep him alive. You want to have this one here. It is going to give him 45% resistance, and with this and this, you're getting much more resistance, and that really helps. But then you absolutely really, really need to have the bubble shield, which is going to actually give you 50% damage reduction to Iron Cub, and only with all three of those is he somewhat viable in Mayhem 11, which I'm not sure what else I could really do yet. Like I said, this is still a build that I'm working on, as most of the others are. This one is, so far, it's decent. It's not the strongest, but I really have a lot of fun with it. So I'm going to show you the weapons I used at this point. You could use railgun, but you're not going to have anything to go with it with this. It's up to you. The V35 Grenade launcher and any of these things that comes with it, from my experience, he dies really fast. So Vanquisher Rocket Pod is really good on him, but he will die fairly quick. Target softening with that helps a lot if you're fighting a lot of really high level, or not really high level, but a lot of badasses and stuff. That will help. I really like active tracking with it as well, and that helps a lot. So depending on the situation, you need to either go with just this with nothing else equipped to it, with the tracking equipped, or with the softening equipped. Really, like I said, depending on the situation. What has actually worked for me is equipping the minigun with General Winter, and this makes him freeze so much stuff, and it is really good. I haven't really tried the other minigun things, but this here, the Salamander, he just sort of stands back too far and he'll shoot, but I see a little red beam going out, but I don't see him actually hitting stuff that much. It's kind of weird. You could add this to it and help it up, or help it out, but it just, to me, Salamander just does not do anything special for this build. I have been told that Salamander can be the best for Iron Cub at the higher Mayhem levels, but I just don't see how to do it myself. So the two that I would go for is Minigun, especially with General Winter, and the Vanquisher Rocket Pods with one of these two on it. So let's look at what we're actually using right now. I don't have a good set of weapons, but I do have a decent set that I can mob with pretty good. We've got a Venomous Hornet, and I need to go through and get really a lot of the anointments re-rolled. I just have to farm a bunch of iridium to do so. So we need to re-roll the anointment on this one, and this does, after exiting Iron Bear, does work with Cub when he goes away. When Iron Bear is active, Bear Fist damage is increased. Does not work with him, but I do want to have the Brainstormer on. I would like to use it, and it works fairly well with this build. The Ferocious the Monarch, while Iron Cub is active, weapon damage is increased by 100%. You either want this anointment or the ASA 200%, action skill active 200%. So I don't know if that's supposed to work with Iron Cub or not, but it should, as it is an action skill. And I have been trying out the Torrent, which is an ASE and does work with him when he goes down. So right now I have a Revolter. I do have a Plus Ultra I'm going to play with, and I have a Transformer that works with this. I use exclusively Hunter Seekers with him if I can, and I've got one in every flavor, I think, except for electricity. It looks like I need to get one of them then. Right now I'm using a Snowdrift Auto Idle, and I also have an Atom Bomb Auto Idle. I cannot say bomb I don't know why, but I like to have one of these two on. The action skill cooldown rate and shield is really good on this one as well. I actually like this one better for fighting, but I like the snowdrift for getting around, and it just seems like the best deal to me right now. I would say that a pearl is probably going to be better, and I'm thinking about going through trying to find maybe a Vladoff company man for her and seeing how that works. I have 3 of them, so I may throw one of those on her as well. But I'm going to go to Athenas and show you how this works. All right, so I'm going to grenade, pop him out, throw grenades. That's a corroder, so as you can see, now watch his health bar, and he'll just suddenly go down sometimes. One reason I like this is for the splash.
Racking him up.
I mean, he's really doing it. Whoa! So you can see how well that went. I'm actually going to run all the way through with this one and just show y'all how it works for me. Now, let me get a different weapon here. Just to point out something, Iron Cub is still going. I literally popped him right before I got to the next area, and I ran here. I killed this entire area here, and I'm waiting on him. He does not follow you unless he has killed everything. So he's not dying right now. It seems like he's very viable right now, but only if he is using the General Winter. It seems like maybe that he was blowing himself up or something. So I think that the machine gun may be the way to go with him. So I'm going to stand here and wait for him to go away and then come back up. And then we will go get Traunt. Okay, so to take him on, this is the loadout that we're going to try. We've got the Snowdrift Auto Idle. I'm actually going to put the... I think that I'm going to put the Atom Bomb on. And then we're also going to be using the Cloning Hunter Seeker with action skill active grenade damage is 150. So it's the only one I have like that right now is the radiation one. So we're going to use that. We're going to use this one on radiation. We've got this for caustic and fire. It does both. And then we've got the Expert Storm. I do have this one I could use, and then the Old Iridian as well could be used, and then the Kibb's Worth also could be used. But I don't think that they'll do the damage that I need to. So once his shield is gone, we will probably pull out the red line, or we might try the Tig's Boom. I don't know. We might just go with the lob. I know that the lob does not work as good on her as I had hoped. So we will have to see how it goes. But it's definitely better than my Amara build. So let's see. To start off, we're going to drop in with this. We're going to pop him. And then we're going to chuck out all of our grenades. So here we go.
Another one down.
And there we go. Trant is down. You can kind of gauge how most enemies will be by running on this map. And that's why I run this map so much. It's my favorite map, actually. So farming him is one of my favorite ones to do as well, just because it does let me sort of gauge if my build is viable or not. So that is Mama Moze. I'm going to call this one version 1.04, I think. And I may change it later and have a version 2. But I still have to go and get some much better weapons and stuff for her. I don't really have the weapons that I actually do want for her. So once I get the good weapons, then we'll see how it actually works out. But until then, I will see y'all next time.